Hey girl, it's Renee back at it again with a little bit extra on TMS Plus. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 top reasons why you are a trash friend. Yeah, it's awkward. Straight to the matter. All right, let's go. So reason number 1 is you're not investing time into your friends. I get it. As women, we're busy people, go-getters, we're really shooting for the stars and following our dreams. And often the case is we are so invested in our romantic pursuits and exploits that we forget that friendships are also relationships too. Friendships are requiring and deserving of active time and investment. And for those of y'all that are out here talking about low maintenance friendships, I get it, but that's not an excuse. You still need to actually actively invest time into your friendships. That means spending more quality time with your friends. That means checking in more regularly. That means just giving them a quick call to check on, how they're doing in the day. Try to be a bit more intentional when it comes to actively investing in your friendships. Make sure that you're actively, not passively, actively checking in to make sure that they're good as well as you're good. Related to the first point is you don't organize regular check-ins. And by check-ins, I mean genuine conversations around your friendship. So how is the friendship actually going? Have you asked your friend how they feel insofar as how supported they feel by you or vice versa? Have you been honest about the trajectory of your friendship? Have you been honest about the season that you guys are entering into? All of that kind of good stuff. I would definitely recommend having some conversations around exactly how the friendship is going. Myself and Courtney have actually done this, as well as spoken about this in our last live. If you haven't checked it out already, I suggest you do, where we spoke about all things friendships, love languages, and checking in on your friends. So organizing regular check-ins where you have the awkward and quite painful conversations around whether or not you feel supported by your friend, or just checking in about emotions and transitions and how you can be a better friend is super, super important. It might not be something that you do regularly, this kind of check-in. It might be something you do monthly. It might be something that you do quarterly. However often is good for you, but it's just important that you actually do it, because you might find that there's things about your friends that you actually don't know. As well as you might feel that there are certain things that you need to share or get off your chest to your friend in a safe environment that is a little bit different to, your little knitter-natter when it comes to checking in just regularly on a random day. So make it a priority to actually organize these special check-ins to figure out whether this friendship is going well or not, and what are the ways that you can actively continue to build and progress in your relationship. Number 3, one of the ways in which you've been a trashy friend is you don't create environments for vulnerability and safety and general support. Now, this one is a tough one. It's tight. And self-awareness is something such that sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to actually understand and see the ways that you've actually been falling down as a friend. This can kind of lead from the check-in point mentioned earlier on in the video, but actually being active in creating environments where your friend actually feels comfortable enough to share, or vice versa, creating environments where you feel comfortable to share and be vulnerable is really, really important. And as friends, you need to make sure that you genuinely feel as though you can share the things that you've been going through as well as share your emotions in order to make that friendship stronger. I cannot stress, especially for the folks out there who may resonate with being, the strong friend and all of that kind of jazz. It's really important that you feel supported too. But you must understand that this isn't an exercise in which you blame somebody else for not creating those environments. Environments are co-created, and you need to do the internal work of understanding how to articulate your emotions better and how to articulate your needs better, such that your friends or whoever else you're in community with or relationship with can feel comfortable enough to hear that from you. So don't think that if you're the strong friend or the person that everyone goes to, that you're already creating the vulnerable spaces and safe spaces. Chances are you're actually not actively creating that space because you yourself do not feel comfortable to share your emotions, the things that you're going through, or be vulnerable with your friends. As for the folks on the other side of the spectrum, always offloading or feeling as though you have, loads of friends for you to go to, I would encourage you to do the work of actively asking them, do you feel supported? Do you feel like you can be vulnerable with me? And you might be surprised and find out that your friend actually needs more than you thought from them, and they didn't feel like you actively created that environment to do so. So again, have the awkward conversations, have the conversations that make you feel a bit weird or like icky with your friend. But most importantly, try to proactively create those environments where your friends can actually feel like, dang, I can actually share with you, and don't be a trash friend. Last but certainly not least, you constantly put yourself or your friend at the center of your world. You have no reciprocation. So whether you're on one side of the spectrum where you have centered your friend, you are not exhibiting any sort of main character energy. In fact, you're a supporting actress at best, and you cater to every single thing that your friend is coming to you for. There's an imbalance there, and you've actually not been the great friend that you think you are because there's no reciprocation. Equally, if you're doing up big main character energy, and everyone else around you is nothing but a supporting actress or actor, there's also a problem, sis, because sometimes you've got to share the stage. As much as center stage is important, and as much as ensuring that you're in the middle when it comes to agency in your life and your decisions and all that kind of good stuff, when it comes to relationships, it is all about reciprocation. It is all about making sure there's balance and harmony. It is all about making sure that both parties feel as though this is something that we are doing together. So whether you're on one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum, it's really important to have a healthier balance of who takes center stage. And don't get me wrong, there will be certain seasons where it looks like 80-20 or vice versa. There will be certain seasons where you need to carry your friend a little bit. They may be going through something, or they may be, experiencing some deep trauma, or equally, they may be experiencing something that's super amazing, like, having a child or getting married or a new job position where you have to celebrate them like your life depends on it, and that's fine. Sometimes support and love will look like 80-20, but also understanding that there will be seasons where you will also need to depend on them. Vice versa is really important, and reciprocation is key when it comes to friendships. So part of the reason why you might be being a trash friend right now is there's no reciprocation. Whether you're doing absolutely too much and overextending your boundaries, or you're doing absolutely bare minimum and waiting for your friends to support you and be the supporting actress for 90% of the time, we need to redress some boundaries, we need to redress the reciprocation, and we need to genuinely do the work to make sure that all parties feel as though they are supported. Now sis, I know that it's not, nice hearing when you've been a trash friend, but remember, here at TMS, we're all about building you and building your relationships and ensuring that you become the best version of yourself possible. We want to make sure that you show up as much as possible for other people, but importantly, other people show up for you as much as possible. So here's to better friendships, here's to more sisterhood, here's to more loving in the building. Can I get an amen? That's right. So sis, it's been good. I'm gonna see you in the next TMS Plus video, or a TMS episode, of course. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to stick around for more tips and tricks on how to glow up, more tips and tricks on how to be the best version of yourself. So, don't miss me too much, I'll be back. But you already know what it is, sis. I will catch you in another video, and of course, keep glowing and growing.